Have you ever wondered if the most important parts of you were forgotten long before you were even born? There is a feeling, isn't there? A quiet hum beneath the noise of your daily life. A sense of a distant memory that doesn't belong to you, yet defines you in some fundamental way. It's not sadness, not exactly. It is not anxiety, though it can certainly feel that way. It is more like a quiet ache of absence, a phantom limb of the soul. You feel it in the moments between tasks, in the dead of night when the world finally goes quiet, or when you look into the mirror and see a stranger looking back, a stranger who knows something you have forgotten. This feeling is the reason you are here. It is the compass of your spirit, spinning wildly in a world that has lost its magnetic north, and it has finally pointed you in this direction. You have been told your entire life to look forward, to plan for the future, to build a life out of concrete goals and tangible achievements. You've been taught to trust the evidence of your five senses, to believe only what can be measured, weighed, and sold. But that inner hum persists, whispering that the greatest treasures are not things to be acquired, but truths to be remembered. It whispers of a past that is not dead and buried in history books, but alive, breathing within your very cells. This feeling of inner disconnect, this sense that you are navigating the world with an incomplete map, is not a flaw. It is not a sign that you are broken. It is the first stirring of a profound awakening. It is the soul's signal that it is tired of pretending, tired of the shallow stories the world tells, and is ready to come home to itself. In this space, in the time we share together, we are going to talk about that map. We are going to explore a form of healing that doesn't come from a bottle or a prescription, but from a source of wisdom so ancient it is woven into the very fabric of reality itself. We will turn our gaze toward the figure of Thoth, the timeless voice of knowledge, the scribe of the gods, the one who the ancient Egyptians believed understood the architecture of the cosmos. We will speak of a power he revealed, a power not of force or control over others, but of profound and gentle harmony within oneself. This is the power that has been systematically overlooked, not necessarily by a secret cabal of men in shadowy rooms, but by the overwhelming noise of a civilization that profits from your distraction and your amnesia. It is a power that gets drowned out by the constant demands for your attention, the endless cycle of news, entertainment, and obligation. They, the architects of this loud and chaotic world, do not need you to know that the ultimate source of healing, clarity, and peace already exists inside of you. They prefer you to keep searching for it on the outside, forever consuming, forever wanting, forever feeling incomplete. Today, we gently set aside that noise. We are not here to learn a new set of complicated rules, but to remember a very old and simple truth. Your consciousness is the most powerful tool for healing you will ever possess, and there are ancient keys that can teach you how to use it once more. If anything of what I have said so far causes a flicker of recognition within you, a quiet yes that you can feel in your bones, then I invite you to leave a thought in the comments below. This is not for engagement metrics or for algorithms. It is to turn a passive viewing experience into a sacred circle. When you share your echo of this feeling, you let another soul know they are not alone in their search. You add your voice to a quiet but growing chorus of those who are remembering. This space is a sanctuary from the world's noise, and your words can become a part of its foundation. And if you feel called to, subscribe to this channel. Think of it not as just another subscription, but as a promise to yourself. A promise to carve out the time and the space to continue this journey inward, to keep listening to that quiet hum, and to not let the thread of this ancient memory slip away again. Here, we walk this path together, reminding each other of the map we all carry within. There is a line, a fragment of immense wisdom, attributed to the consciousness we call Thoth, or Hermes Trismegistus, as he was later known. It is a cornerstone of the Emerald Tablets, a text that has mystified and inspired seekers for centuries. The line is this: that which is below corresponds to that which is above, and that which is above corresponds to that which is below, to accomplish the miracle of the one thing. Let us take a moment to truly feel the weight of those words, beyond their use as a popular esoteric phrase. This is not just a poetic metaphor. It is the master key to the healing we are speaking of. That which is above is the great blueprint of the cosmos, the divine order, the silent, intelligent energy that patterns the galaxies, the seasons, and the cycles of life and death. It is the realm of pure potential, of divine thought, of perfect harmony. That which is below is you. It is your physical body, your thoughts, your emotions, your health, your relationships, your life as you experience it. The ancient message is breathtakingly simple. These two are not separate. They are a reflection of each other, like a mountain perfectly mirrored in a still lake. Your inner world and the outer universe are connected by an unbreakable correspondence. What does this truly mean for healing? It means that a state of disease, of disharmony, of feeling lost or broken in the below, is a sign that we have fallen out of alignment with the natural order of the above. It is a reflection of a discord in our consciousness, a thought pattern, an emotional wound, or a limiting belief that is creating a distorted mirror image in our physical or emotional reality. The miracle, then, is not to beg some external force to fix us. The healing power Thoth revealed is the understanding that you can consciously work with your own below, your thoughts, your focus, your inner state, to bring it back into alignment with the harmonious template of the above. You are a universe in miniature. The same intelligence that holds the stars in place is the same intelligence that seeks to bring harmony and wholeness to your being. This is the power they don't want you to know. They want you to believe you are a victim of random circumstance, a biological machine prone to breaking down. They do not want you to realize that you are a co-creator with the cosmos, and that by purifying your inner world, the below, you invite the grace and order of the above to manifest as healing in your life. This is the one simple, elegant law of creation and healing. Now, with this foundational truth laid before us, let us begin our journey in earnest. Let us move beyond the intellectual understanding of these words and start to explore how to feel them, how to live them. We have acknowledged the feeling of being lost. We have stated our intention to find the map, and we have been given the master key from the wisdom of the ages. The path forward is not about learning something new, but about unlearning all the noise that has hidden this truth from you. It is about remembering a language your soul already speaks. So let's go deeper now. Let us explore the practical implications of this sacred correspondence and begin to understand what is truly happening when we use our awareness as the ultimate tool for transformation. Let us begin then, not with a lesson, but with an act of gentle observation. The first and most fundamental step in reclaiming this forgotten power lies in understanding where your life force truly goes. We will call this first exploration the sacred power of your attention. In the world you live in, your attention is treated as a commodity. It is hunted, captured, and sold to the highest bidder every second of every day. It is fragmented into 1,000 tiny pieces by notifications, headlines, advertisements, and the endless scroll of other people's lives. You have been trained to believe that this is normal. You have been conditioned to see your focus as something passive, a simple flashlight you shine on things that are happening. But the wisdom of Thoth, the very foundation of the law as above, so below, tells us something profoundly different. Your attention is not passive, it is generative. It is the active, creative force of your consciousness. Where your attention goes, your energy, your very life force, flows. And whatever you nourish with your life force, grows. Think of your consciousness as a garden, a sacred inner landscape. And your attention is the only source of water this garden has. Every day, you wake up with a finite amount of this precious water. Now look at where you pour it. Do you pour it on the weeds of fear, replaying past hurts, imagining future disasters, focusing on what is wrong with your body or your life? If you do, the weeds will flourish. They will grow strong and thick, choking out all the light, because you are commanding them to. This is not your fault. It is how you have been taught to survive in a world that thrives on fear. But what if you were to make a different choice? What if you consciously chose to withdraw your attention from the weeds? Not by fighting them, not by trying to rip them out in anger, but by simply turning your gaze and your focus away. What if you started, even for just 5 minutes a day, to pour the water of your attention onto the seeds of what you wish to cultivate? The seed of peace, the seed of wholeness, the seed of vitality. You may not see a flower bloom on the first day. The weeds may still seem overwhelming, but you are engaging in the most powerful act of creation available to you. You are redirecting the flow of universal energy through the vessel of your own being. Healing, in this context, begins the moment you stop feeding the reality of your illness with the constant, focused energy of your attention and start watering the seed of your innate, perfect blueprint of health that exists in the above. This isn't about denial or pretending the problem doesn't exist. It is about a radical shift in creative investment. It is about understanding that your focus is a sacred tool, not a public playground. Reclaim it. Guard it. Direct it with intention, and you will begin to witness the miracle of the one thing unfolding within you, as the garden of the below begins to mirror the harmony you are choosing to focus on from the above. Now, let us go one level deeper. Once you have begun to reclaim your attention, you must become aware of the language you are using within your own mind. This brings us to our second understanding. Your thoughts are incantations, and you are the spellcaster. Thoth was known as the divine scribe, the master of words. This is not a metaphor about simply writing things down. It refers to the cosmic principle that language, vibration, and creation are inextricably linked. The universe, according to many ancient traditions, was sung or spoken into existence. A word is a vibration, a frequency, and your thoughts, whether you speak them aloud or not, are silent words that vibrate through every cell of your being, constantly defining the reality of your inner world. You are right now, in every moment, casting spells. The question is, what kind of spells are you casting? Listen, just for a moment, to the quiet hum of your own inner monologue. What is the voice in your head saying about you? Is it saying, "I'm so tired, I'm always in pain, nothing ever works out for me, my body is failing me"? These are not harmless observations. They are powerful incantations. They are commands you are giving to the intelligent energy within you. When you repeat, "I am sick," you are commanding your cells, the trillions of conscious points of light that form your body to align with the reality of sickness. You are using the sacred power of language to crystallize a state of disharmony. Your body, in its infinite loyalty to you, the consciousness that directs it, will do its best to obey the spell you are casting. This is perhaps the most subtle and pervasive way we keep ourselves misaligned from the harmony of the above. The world teaches you to use language to describe what is. The ancient wisdom teaches you to use language to call forth what you choose to be. The healing power Thoth revealed is the conscious use of your inner and outer voice to create coherence with the universal blueprint of wellness. This does not mean engaging in toxic positivity or ignoring genuine challenges. It means changing your core identity statements. Instead of "I am sick," you can shift to a more truthful and powerful incantation. My body possesses an incredible intelligence and is constantly moving toward healing. Instead of "I am broken," you can state, "I am a whole and complete being, and I am remembering my perfection." At first, this may feel like a lie. Your logical mind will fight it, but you are not speaking to your logical mind. You are speaking to the water in your body, to your DNA, to the subconscious mind that directs all your autonomic functions. You are casting a new spell. You are singing a new song over your own bones. Every thought of gratitude, every word of affirmation, every gentle and loving statement you make about yourself is a powerful act of healing alchemy. It is using the creative power of the scribe to rewrite the story of the below so that it may finally reflect the timeless perfection of the above. Choose your words as if they are the most powerful tools you own, because they are. As we learn to direct our attention and refine our language, we must engage with the next layer, the one that gives power to all the others. This is the realm of emotion, which leads us to our third truth. Feeling is the forgotten language of the universe. You can repeat affirmations for years. You can focus your mind with intense discipline. But if you do not feel it, you are speaking into a void. The mind thinks, but the body feels. And it is the feeling, the somatic, vibrational experience within your body, that truly signals the universe. The above does not respond to your words as much as it responds to the frequency your words generate within you. You can say, "I am peaceful," but if your body is vibrating with the chaotic frequency of anxiety, then anxiety is the true message you are sending. This is a crucial distinction that is often missed. True healing is not an intellectual exercise. It is an emotional and energetic one. The power lies not in thinking about being healthy, but in generating the feeling of health within you, right here, right now, even if your physical body has not yet caught up. How do you do this? How do you feel a feeling that doesn't seem to be present? You remember. Your soul has a memory of perfect wholeness. Your body, before it was conditioned by stress and trauma, knew what it felt like to be vibrant and at ease. The work is to gently access these memories. Take a moment. Can you remember a time, even for a fleeting second, when you felt truly alive? A moment of laughter, a moment of awe looking at a sunset, the feeling of the sun on your skin, a hug from a loved one. Do not just remember the image, try to recall the feeling in your body. Let that warmth, that expansion, that tingle of joy spread through you just for a second. That is the frequency. That feeling is the language the universe understands. It is the prayer that receives an instant answer. Modern life has taught us to be profoundly disconnected from our emotional bodies. We numb our feelings. We distract ourselves from them. We judge them as good or bad. Ancient wisdom, however, sees feelings as an infallible guidance system. Your emotions are energetic feedback. The feeling of joy, love, and peace is a signal that you are in alignment with the above. The feeling of fear, anger, or despair is a signal that your thoughts have drifted into discord. The healing is not to fear the negative feelings, but to use them as a loving alarm bell, a reminder to gently guide your attention and your thoughts back to a place that generates the frequency of wholeness. Practice generating the feeling of gratitude for the healing that is already on its way. Practice generating the feeling of peace in the center of your chest. This is the true work of the alchemist, to turn the lead of a dense emotional state into the gold of a high, coherent frequency, thereby instructing the below to mirror a new, more harmonious reality. This leads us to a more tangible, practical principle that governs the flow of this energy. We must explore a fourth idea: reclaiming your rhythm, reclaiming your life. Another of the great Hermetic principles states that everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. This is the principle of rhythm. The universe operates on immaculate, unwavering cycles. The moon waxes and wanes. The tides ebb and flow. The seasons turn. Your own body has a natural rhythm. Your heartbeat, your breath, the cycle of sleep and wakefulness. To be in harmony with the above is to be in harmony with its rhythms. And to be in a state of dis-ease is, almost always, to be in a state of profound arrhythmia, a disconnection from these natural flows. Your modern world fights against rhythm. It demands constant productivity, linear progress, endless light, and perpetual engagement. It tells you that rest is laziness and that to pause is to fall behind. This is a recipe for disharmony. It forces the below, your personal energy system, into a state of chaotic, unceasing output that directly opposes the balanced, rhythmic nature of the above. The healing power here is not some complex technique, but a radical act of surrender to natural cycles. It is about giving yourself permission to have tides. There will be days of high energy, creativity, and outward expression, the high tide. Honor this and flow with it. But there will also be days of low energy, where you need quiet, reflection, and rest, the low tide. This is not a sign of failure. It is a sacred and necessary part of the cycle. To fight it, to push through with caffeine and willpower, is to do violence to your own nature. It is to declare war on the very rhythm that is trying to heal you. True healing involves relearning the lost art of rest. It means honoring the need for sleep, turning off the artificial lights, and allowing your body to sync with the ancient rhythm of darkness and light. It means understanding that your emotions, your creativity, and your physical vitality will have their own seasons. There is a time for planting, a time for growing, and a time for lying fallow. By consciously stepping off the relentless treadmill of linear time and re-embracing the wisdom of cyclical time, you align your personal energy field with the powerful, restorative rhythms of the cosmos. This alignment, this simple act of honoring your own tides, is a profound form of healing, allowing the universal flow to wash through you and restore what has been broken by the demands of an unnatural world. As you begin to honor your inner rhythms, your relationship with your physical form must also change. This brings us to a fifth and deeply transformative understanding. Your body is an alchemical vessel, not a battlefield. From a very young age, you are taught to see your body as a machine that can break, and when it does, you must wage war upon it. You fight a cold, you attack a disease, you battle your symptoms. This language of conflict immediately places you in an adversarial relationship with the very vessel that is carrying you through life. It creates a state of inner civil war. The wisdom Thoth offers invites a profound shift in this perception. Your body is not a dumb machine. It is an incredibly intelligent and conscious field of energy. It is the alchemist's laboratory, the sacred vessel where the subtle energies of the above are transmuted into the physical reality of the below. The symptoms that arise within it, the pain, the inflammation, the fatigue, are not enemies to be vanquished. They are sacred messages. They are the language of your soul, communicated through the flesh, signaling that there is an imbalance somewhere in your system. The imbalance may be nutritional, emotional, mental, or spiritual, but the symptom is not the core problem. It is the alarm bell. To treat the body as a battlefield is to shoot the messenger. The true alchemical approach to healing is to get quiet and listen. To treat the symptom with reverence and ask, "What are you trying to tell me? Where have I fallen out of alignment? What thought am I thinking? What emotion am I suppressing? What aspect of my life is out of rhythm that you must speak to me with such urgency?" This changes everything. You move from a state of fear and resistance to one of compassion and curiosity. You become a partner with your body in the healing process, not its commanding officer. You provide it with the right conditions: proper nourishment, deep rest, gentle movement, and most importantly, a consciousness filled with peace and gratitude. And then you allow its innate intelligence to do the work. The body knows how to heal. It is programmed for homeostasis, for balance. It is a self-repairing vessel of miraculous complexity. Our only job is to stop interfering with its process through our stressful thoughts, our arrhythmic lifestyles, and our fearful, combative energy. When you begin to treat your body as a sacred partner and its messages as valuable wisdom, the inner war ceases. And where there is no war, there is peace. And in a state of peace, the below naturally, effortlessly, begins to reorganize itself to reflect the harmony of the above. This is the alchemy of true embodied healing. And so, we arrive at the heart of the matter. We have journeyed through the landscapes of our own consciousness, observing the sacred power of our attention, listening to the incantations of our thoughts, feeling the universal language of our emotions, moving to the forgotten rhythms of our being, and seeing our own bodies not as battlefields, but as holy ground. Now we must gather these threads and weave them together to see the larger pattern they create. What then is the ultimate conclusion? What is the tangible solution that this ancient wisdom offers for the deep ache of disconnection we feel in our modern lives? The truth is both profoundly simple and radically challenging to our conditioned minds. The healing you seek does not come from applying these principles as a checklist of new things to do. It comes from a fundamental shift in your state of being, a shift from knowing to remembering. Let us sit with this distinction for a moment, for it is everything. Knowing is an activity of the mind. It is the accumulation of data, facts, and concepts. You can know that your thoughts create your reality. You can know the principle, as above, so below. You can collect this knowledge like stones in your pocket, and it can feel comforting, but it will remain separate from you, heavy and inert. Remembering, on the other hand, is an experience of the soul. It is a cellular-level recognition of a truth that has always been a part of you. It is not an aha moment of intellectual insight. It is a gentle ah of deep, somatic release. It is the feeling of coming home. It is the dissolution of the amnesia that made you feel separate and broken in the first place. You do not learn to be whole. You remember the wholeness that was temporarily obscured. The practices we have spoken of, directing attention, choosing loving words, generating grateful feelings, are not the healing itself. They are simply tools. They are the archaeologist's brushes we use to gently sweep away the dust of years of conditioning, fear, and distraction, to reveal the perfect, unchanging mosaic of our true self that lies beneath. The most potent solution, therefore, is to cultivate the state in which this remembering can occur. That state is presence. It is the simple yet profound act of bringing your full awareness into the present moment, into the now. Because the now is the only place where creation happens. The past is a memory, and the future is a projection. The only point of power you will ever have is this one right here. When you bring your reclaimed attention into this moment, you stop feeding the ghosts of the past and the phantoms of the future. When you speak a new, life-affirming incantation in this moment, you are planting a seed in the only soil that exists. When you generate the feeling of peace or health in your body in this moment, you are broadcasting that frequency from the only point of transmission you have. Healing is the cumulative effect of choosing, again and again, in a million small moments, to be fully present with a loving and gentle awareness. It is to feel your breath moving in and out of your body. It is to feel the weight of your body on the chair. It is to listen to the sounds in the room without judgment. This is not some esoteric, difficult practice reserved for monks on mountaintops. It is your birthright. It is the simplest and most powerful way to stop the inner war and allow the natural alignment between the above and the below to re-establish itself. The solution is not to try harder, but to be simpler. The solution is not to fight the darkness, but to turn on the light of your own presence. This changes your entire perspective. Life, with all its challenges, ceases to be a series of problems to be solved or threats to be neutralized. It becomes a sacred curriculum designed perfectly by your own soul to guide you back to this remembrance. Your illness, your pain, your confusion, it is not a punishment. It is your most dedicated and powerful teacher, relentlessly pointing you back toward the places within you that have forgotten the truth of who you are. When you can look upon your challenges with this understanding, not with resignation but with a quiet curiosity, the resistance dissolves. And in that spaciousness, the miracle of the one thing can finally begin its work. And as you stand on the threshold of this new perspective, it is essential that you hear this, that you feel this in the deepest part of your being. You are not alone in this. You are not the first to feel this way, and you will not be the last. The path you are on is a well-worn one, though it is often walked in silence. It is a path that has been traveled by mystics, saints, and quiet seekers from every tradition and every corner of the earth since the dawn of human consciousness. When you feel that inner ache of forgotten things, you are feeling the same ache that drove Plato to look beyond the shadows on the cave wall, the same ache that led the Buddha to sit beneath the Bodhi tree, the same ache that inspired the ancient scribes of Egypt to listen for the voice of the cosmos. You are joining a silent, timeless fellowship of souls who knew, just as you are beginning to know, that there is more to this life than what appears on the surface. You are not strange, you are not broken, and you are not mistaken. The truth that is whispering to you from the depths of your own heart is real. Your inner world, your private truth, is valid. It is more than valid. It is sacred. The world outside will constantly try to invalidate it. It will tell you that your feelings are illogical, that your intuition is fantasy, that your longing for meaning is unproductive. It will demand that you trust its experts, its data, its noise, and its authority above the silent, unwavering voice of your own soul. The single most courageous act you can take on this journey is to give yourself permission to trust yourself. To trust that quiet hum beneath the chaos. To trust the feeling that resonates as truth in your bones, even when you cannot explain it. To trust the synchronicity that led you here, and the inner guidance that will lead you onward. This is not an act of arrogance, but an act of profound humility. It is the humility to accept that the deepest wisdom you will ever find is the wisdom that is already encoded within you. And please be gentle with yourself. Understand that this journey is the path itself. There will be days of clarity and light, and there will be days of fog and shadow. There will be moments you feel deeply connected, and moments you feel utterly lost. Do not mistake the fog for the end of the road. It is simply part of the terrain, the struggle, the doubt, the fear. These are not signs that you have failed. They are part of the alchemical process. They are the lead being stirred in the crucible, preparing for its transformation. Be patient with your own unfolding. You are not building a machine, you are tending to a garden. It has its own seasons, its own pace, its own divine and perfect timing. So let this journey continue far beyond the time we have shared here. Let it become the quiet rhythm of your days, the gentle focus of your inner gaze. This is not about escaping the world, but about learning to live in it from a different center. It is about bringing the harmony of the above down into the very fabric of your life, so that you become a walking, breathing sanctuary of peace, not just for yourself, but for everyone you encounter. The healing that began as a search for relief from your own pain becomes, in the end, a gift you offer to the world, just by being who you truly are. Your presence becomes your purpose. Your peace becomes your power. Your remembrance becomes a quiet light in the encroaching darkness. And you will have returned to the truth Thoth tried to share so many eons ago, that the greatest power in the universe is not found in controlling the outside world, but in achieving perfect, loving harmony within one's own being. When all the words have faded, both mine and the ones in your own mind, what will be left? Who is the one inside of you that knows the truth without needing any language at all? Let the silence that follows these questions be your guide, and let this be the beginning of you listening to it.